The question is that we have been told that while Dajjal has been released, yes, but he's not in our world of space and time, so we can't see him. We will be able to see him, however, when he enters in our world of space and time and he's born. So you know who is his father, know who is his mother and so on. We also said that he is a Jasad. We interpreted the Quran. Which surah? Huh? Surah to Sad. Is it Sad? Sad, okay. The Jasad. If you don't know about this, the Jasad and Dajjal, my book is entitled Dajjal, the Quran and Awwal al-Zaman. Dajjal, the Quran and the beginning of history. It's outside. And in that we'll explain Dajjal as a Jasad. Now, his question is, if Dajjal is in another world of space and time, but in this world of space and time, this material universe, he is already functioning and he's already unfolding his plans and he's advancing towards his mission of eventually ruling the world from Jerusalem. How is he doing it? Number one, there is a link between Dajjal and Gog and Magog. So he has human beings serving him. And these are very powerful human beings. Number two, the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, that there will be shayateen who will be raised with Dajjal, jinn. He said, for example, that these jinn who will be raised with Dajjal, yushabbihuna bil amwat. They will take the appearance of those who have died. Your father died 40 years ago. And now this man comes in front of you and he has your father's appearance. And when he speaks, it's your father's voice. And when you question him, he has your father's memory. يَقُولُ And they speak to the living people and they say, أَنَا أَبُوكَ, I am your father. أَنَا أَخُوكَ, I am your brother. أَوْ ذُو قَرَابَةٍ, or some close relative. The Hindu world, which believes in reincarnation, will begin to celebrate. Here is evidence, the dead have come to life. But the Muslim who has knowledge of the subject of Dajjal will say to him, get away from me, you shaitan. You're not my father. You are an evil jinn, a shaitan, who is assuming the form of my father on behalf of Dajjal. Okay? Now, it is in Surah As-Sabah how the jinn are supporting and assisting Dajjal. In Surah As-Sabah, Surah Al-Nahl, Surah Al-Namal, the Surah of the ants. And Sulaiman alayhi salam is in his court, and he asks, who can bring me her throne? The throne is in Yemen, and this is Jerusalem, more than 2,000 kilometers. Who can bring me her throne? And Ifrit of the jinn, this is the jinn who are the most powerful of all jinns, this one, he says, I can do it before you stand up from your throne. And so the jinn not only have the capacity to travel at tremendous speed, to go all the way to Yemen and come back in such a short span of time, but also can bring objects and cause objects to travel through space and time at tremendous speed. When the jinn worked with Dajjal, the Jasad, he got them to assist in the scientific and technological revolution, which at its heart has speed in it. Formerly you're using a sword. But now comes a gun. And if I have a gun and you have a sword, there's no match. I have a bullet which travels at great speed. And when yesterday it was a gun and a rifle, today it's a missile. And the missiles are intercontinental missiles, traveling at tremendous speed, given to the modern Western world, so that they became militarily the most powerful force in the world. So the scientific and technological revolution has at its heart a disposition towards speed. But then the Quran went on to say something more. If we were studying the Quran, that after the Ifrit of the jinn spoke, then someone else in the court spoke who is not a jinn. So the modern West don't have access to him. And he is someone who has ilm of the kitab. Indahu ilmun min al-kitab. Which kitab? It cannot be one of the scriptures which was sent to us, no. It is another kitab in which is located the information, the knowledge pertaining to the technology of traveling through time, space and time at great speed, and causing objects to travel at great speed. He says, I can do it faster than that. I can bring that throne before you can wink your eyes. And NATO doesn't like that at all. NATO does not like that at all. Because that speed, when Allah allows someone to access that speed, they will achieve a military dominance in the world. And so when you build your aircraft carriers with billions of dollars, the United States has built more aircraft carriers than all the rest of the world combined. And now if a war takes place, you can't use an aircraft carrier. No, you've got to hide it. It's obsolete because it will be a sitting duck. It has no military value at all. Because Allah has allowed another people access to that book that is there in which surah? Namal, Suratul Namal. Go home and read it. Who are those who are now gaining military ascendancy in the world because of a capacity to have missiles flying at a speed far, far, far greater than anything that NATO has? It's there in Surah Al Imran. In Surah Al Imran, Allah responds, when this side was celebrating what they've done to him, we've killed him, we've crucified him, and this side was weeping. This side was weeping. Allah says, Ya Isa, oh Jesus, Inni mutawaffik, I'm going to take your soul. Wa rafi'uka ilay, and I'm going to raise you unto myself. So Nabi Isa alayhi salam is with Allah. Wa mutahhiruka min alladhina kafaru, and I'm going to cleanse you and purify you of all this garbage they've thrown on you. Now listen. وَجَعِلُ الَّذِينَ تَبَعُوكَ فَوْقَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِلَىٰ يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ, and I'm going to raise those who follow you. Do we follow him? Do we follow him? No! Why you take so long to answer me? We follow Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We don't follow him. If he gives us an order, yes, we obey, but he would not give us an order because Allah didn't send him to us. Twice in the Quran, Allah said, I sent you to these people, Banu Israel, not to the Ummah of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. وَجَعِلُوا الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوكَ, those who follow Jesus, Nabi Isa alayhi salam, which cannot be a people who say a man can marry another man and get a marriage certificate, or who living like the monkeys. Those who follow Nabi Isa alayhi salam, Allah is going to raise them to a position of dominance. And when they are placed in that position of dominance, they'll remain in that position of dominance until the end of the world. So the Ummah of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam will not dominate the world at the end of history. It is the Ummah of Nabi Isa alayhi salam. But between us and them, there will be a relationship of love. A relationship of love. وَلَتَجِدَنَّ أَقْرَبَهُمْ مَوَدَّةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّا نَصَارَى. Surah Al-Ma'idah. And you'll most certainly find in time to come that those who will be closest in love and affection for you will be a people who say, we are Christians.